Hi there, I'm Drew Badger, the world's #1 English fluency guide, and it is a pleasure to welcome you to another advanced listening practice lesson. Today, we won't be talking about kind of deeper philosophy or psychology things like I usually enjoy discussing. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things because I do get lots of letters from students, and often they will have quite good English, but they will have a few things, kind of slight mistakes that really stand out. And to stand out, this is a really great phrasal verb, meaning that something is more prominent or more noticeable than other things. So if I have a bunch of circles in front of you and then one square, your mind will notice the square more. So often when we're communicating with native speakers, they will notice, you kind of used maybe a grammatical point in a different way, or more commonly that you have used a word that might not be exactly what you want to use. And so that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Just give two quick examples of that. So I received a letter recently from a student, and it was just saying thank you for creating some lessons for him. And it began with good night. So instead of good evening, he began the letter with good night. Now, I understood what he was trying to say. The meaning was clear. But when you're beginning a letter like that, good night is something you say when you're finishing the evening with someone. Or maybe people are going to bed. That is usually the final greeting that you would give them in the middle of the night or right before they're going to bed. So if you see someone walking down the street and it's, even like 10 o'clock at night, you wouldn't say good night to them unless they are leaving for the rest of the day. So good evening is the greeting that you would give someone in a letter, or even when you're speaking with someone just in, an evening when it's dark outside, but you would not say good night. Good night is something, again, it's the end of a conversation or the end, the final thing you say. So maybe if you're going out to dinner with someone and then you are leaving them, if it's late at night, you would say good night to them, just letting them know sleep well, that kind of thing. So when you're writing a letter to someone, use good evening. If you're addressing them in the evening, it's important to say that, or you can just say hello. That's fine as well. Another thing that I notice is students will be using talk with and talk to. And this isn't really a grammatical issue, but it's a more sensitive thing that a native speaker would notice when you're just speaking with them in kind of everyday conversations, or especially in a professional setting. So if I say to someone, I need to speak with you about something, or I need to talk with you about something, this is more implying like you have to actually make a connection with that person and you're having an actual dialogue with them about something. Now, occasionally, people will use, I need to speak with you, or I need to talk with you about something, when really they want to talk to you about something. So they would say, I want to speak with you or talk with you, because it's implying more of a conversation as opposed to one person saying something to the other one. So when you talk with or speak with someone, you're actually connecting with that person, and it's more an equal relationship, at least in that situation. And when you're talking to someone, like a parent would talk to their children about behaving properly, or a boss might talk to an employee about how they're trying to maybe do their job better, something like that. But in these situations, you're again moving from one maybe authority person to someone of a lesser authority, or someone of a lower social rank in the group. But again, you're having one person that's sending the conversation or sending the talking to the other person. So talking to, just like you would go to a different location. But when you speak with someone, like yesterday, I spoke with a friend of mine about going to, a vacation. So I spoke with a friend of mine because we were talking together. It's an exchange of ideas, and we're both in the conversation. So when you're speaking with someone or talking with someone, and you can use either of these, speak with or talk with, you're having a conversation with the other person, not the one-way direction of a conversation or the one-way direction of words. So keep these two things in mind. These are just two quick ideas, things that might be, maybe, or you might, I'm like confusing both of these words, but things you might not notice as a non-native speaker, but as you're learning, pay attention to what native speakers say, because they will give you a very quick insight about whether you used a word incorrectly or not. And often people will try to be polite. So if I'm having a conversation with someone and they say, oh, good night, it's nice to see you today, and I would understand what they mean, but I would kind of very quickly like you would see it in my face, like, something weird just happened. Now, as a learner, you should be paying attention to these kinds of things. So always be, when you're speaking with someone, pay really close attention, not to worry about the situation, but to just get clues from the other person about how you should be speaking. And if maybe I'm in a conversation and they just say good evening to me, then I don't think about it, because that's the natural thing that people would be using in that situation. So good night. It's nice to see you again. How was your day? Wait a minute. They just ended the conversation at the beginning. I don't understand what happened there, but I might want to be polite and not say anything about it. But so you'll still kind of notice the way a person is reacting in these situations. And if you can, just ask them, oh, did I say something incorrectly? And they might be able to give you a good explanation about that. Anyway, if you have enjoyed these kinds of tips and you'd like to hear more of them, specifically talking about maybe the ways that a non-native speaker might use something incorrectly, or that you might use something incorrectly, and that there's a better way to express it. If you have specific questions about things like that, just put them in the comments below, and they might make it into future videos. Well, that's it for this advanced listening practice lesson. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, do click that like button and become a subscriber to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye. To continue learning, click on the link in this video to download Speak English Naturally, our free guide to speaking and sounding like a native English speaker. The guide reveals the 3 most important kinds of conversational English you must learn if you want to sound native, and will help you experience instant improvement in your fluency and speaking confidence. To download your free guide on a mobile device, click on the link in the upper right of this video. To download your free guide from a computer, click on the link in the lower right of this video. I look forward to seeing you in the guide.